Hey guys, it's Dan from DisneyInfinityCodes.com, and I'm here inside the toy box in Disney Infinity 3.0 to take a look at two of the new Power Disc theme discs. These are the two theme discs that came along with the Twilight of the Republic Power Disc pack, and this is Skies over Felucia and Forests over Felucia, and we have them in the toy box in our new and fancy toy box theme tester that we've built, and so I thought we would show off all the new fantasy terrain pieces, the textures, terrains, all that kind of fun stuff, and get a look at the Sky Dome and all the fun fanciness that goes along with it. So to start off, let's take a peek at the Sky Dome. Oh, not this button. This button over here. Here we go. So here is the Sky Dome, aka Skies over Felucia. It is this gorgeous Sky Dome full of all these phosphorescent plant life, the flowers and the columns and the spires and stuff, and with some really cool rock formations in the back, and it's really pretty. Definitely a fun toy box Sky Dome. The music's also pretty great, but I can't have that on because YouTube doesn't like it when I have music on. So you have to forgive me for not being able to include that. But all right, so there you go. There's the Sky Dome. And here's the texture. If you can see here, it's kind of like a dirty... I'll activate the invisibility thing, make Boba Fett disappear for a little bit there. So you get this little bit of a dirt, rocky, pebbly kind of thing, and then the side texture on the terrain is kind of this vine covered, with these like shiny kind of reflective dots on there. So okay, and so let's take a look. Before we do that, let's run over here real quick and take a peek at the what the terrain disc does to the racetrack. So here is the Felucia racetrack piece, which is totally fun. Got a nice little kind of fungus growing racetrack kind of feel there. So that's fun. So there you go. There's the racetrack. All right, and now let's take a quick tour around and look at all of the fantasy terrain pieces and all the fun stuff that is going on with these guys now. Let me just find fantasy terrain number 1 to get us going. I believe that is right over here. Yep, here it is. Alright, so of course there are 9 fantasy terrain pieces. There are 5 fantasy terrains, 2 fantasy strips, and 2 fantasy corners. And so here we go. We'll take a look at the first fantasy strip, first fantasy terrain piece. So we got this cool kind of flower-looking thing here. I love this kind of glowing atmosphere that these terrain pieces kind of have going on with them. So there you go. There is fantasy terrain piece number 1. And let's take a look at fantasy terrain. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. Here we've got fantasy terrain piece number 2. It's kind of fun. All different kinds of growths and funguses and glowing things. So there you go. There's fantasy terrain piece number 2. Gonna get you some good angles. And let's take a look at number 3. Here we go. Fantasy terrain number 3. Got this nice big old flower here. Of course, fantasy terrain number 3 is the really tall tree when it's not being themed by one of the many textured themes that are available inside Disney Infinity's toy box. So there you go. There is fantasy terrain number 3. And fantasy terrain number 4 is up next. And this is a smaller tree when it's not being themed. And so usually it ends up being a slightly smaller kind of little set piece. because it's just a tiny little tree when it's not being themed by a texture disc or one of the themes you can purchase inside the toy store. So there is number 4. Let's go to number 5, and this is the lamppost. There you go. There is Fantasy Train number 5. This nice big glue. Yeah, I just combined blue and glowing. So you got blue and this nice glowing blue kind of plant life thing. Okay, let's go to the corner strips rather. So here is Fantasy Strip number 1. That's Fantasy Strip 1. And we've got Fantasy Strip number 2 right up here. There you go. There's Fantasy Strip number 2. Cool. And we've got the corners now, and so here is corner number 1. There you go. There's corner number 1 there. And finally, corner number 2. There you go, guys. There is the Forests of Felucia and Skies over Felucia Power Disc. As always, thanks so much for watching, and visit us at DisneyInfinityCodes.com for all your Power Disc guide needs. Thanks for watching, guys.